Hello Internet, welcome back to another episode of Pokemon White version. In the last episode, we defeated Bryson here, well, not here, but there in Icera City, and got ourselves the Freeze Badge, or Icicle Badge, or whatever the hell it's called in this game. It's a synonym, kind of, almost. This time, we're going to be heading into Dragonspiral Tower in order to try and find out what N is doing here with the legendary Dragon-type Pokemon, presumably. But first, these pillars have been damaged, so we can now surf off to the side. We're going to ignore the Ace Trainer for now, because we have more important things going on. We can get TM63 for Embargo. This makes it so trainers can't use items on their Pokemon in battle. Could be useful against a gym leader, potentially, but there's not many uses for that in single player. It does also prevent Pokemon from using their health items. Let's head in. Is something going wild at the top of the tower? White! You can walk on the fallen columns too. I'm going after Team Plasma. That's nice, Sharon. Thank you. I like how he says that, but then the first column doesn't lead anywhere. It's just fun. So we can walk along the fallen columns to get there, but we do also have Dwebble in the party. Or Eugene, as he is nicknamed. So we're just going to use Strength on this rock to make things a whole lot easier. This is one of the coolest locations in Pokemon. The music doesn't stop for Surf or anything other than battles, and everyone is running up this ancient tower that nobody has stepped foot in for hundreds of years. It's cool as hell. There aren't even any wild Pokemon here past the first floor. Speaking of which, I did not mean to enter here because there's an item here. We'll talk about the new encounter here in just a moment, but we can get a Stardust here. Good selling item, especially now that we have the mineral guy because he does buy Stardust. So there are items here. Pretty much half the battle here is just trying to actually get to the right spot to get the items. Shiny Stone. We already got one of these before, but I guess if you have a second Minccino you want to evolve. They give you a lot of evolutionary stones in Black and White, despite the fact that there's pretty much only one Pokemon that evolves using each one. It's weird. It's not something they generally do in these games. Or, like, usually there's more than one Pokemon for each item. White, we'll hold them here. You go on ahead. This is nothing. There sure are a lot of them. Oh, what a complete bother. Well, you sound like you're really, like, concerned, Sharon. No one! I won't let anyone get in our way! This strength, could it be equal to the 7 Sages? So this is the true strength of a gym leader. Yeah, alright. If I have to lose, at least to the gym leader. Right now, our king is upstairs. There's nothing you can do. Why do you get in our way even though you don't understand our sublime goal? So young but so tough. Why do you make that extra push? What is the source of that strength? I'm fine, but there's no time. That's true. We have a lot of Team Plasma Grunts to fight here, but no wild Pokemon to worry about from this point on. So, let's go over the new encounter while we're here. Gullet. You can only encounter this on the first 2 floors. If you get one, make sure it has Iron Fist for an ability. Klutz is a terrible ability that literally only makes it so you can't use held items. Otherwise, Gullet's fine. It's slow, but it hits hard physically and has 3 immunities and 5 weaknesses, and it evolves as soon as level 43. Bring it to the move reminder right away and it can learn Iron Fist. What? No, Shadow Punch. And if you wait 2 levels to Shadow Punch, which takes advantage of Iron Fist, and if you wait 2 levels to evolve it, it learns Earthquake. It also gets good use out of Heavy Slam thanks to its weight, and its evolution can also learn Fly, and that's not really a great move for it. Fly's never really a great move. I just want to point it out because it's kind of funny that Gullet can learn Fly. Now I want to talk about how Team Plasma is different from a lot of evil teams and criminal organizations in the Pokemon universe, and a hell of a lot more like a cult. They call their, like, leaders Lord and King and the Seven Sages, which has a weird religious connotation, and a lot of these grunts really do treat N as if he's the second coming of Christ. There's also the aspect of the Seven Sages, which I've already said, but that's just a inherently weird thing to call your, like, leading officers. Generally, they're called officers, administrators, commanders. This is the first time it's been something with a religious connotation. It's just a weird vibe that's completely unique to Team Plasma. No villainous team in the series is quite this cult-like, and it's part of what makes the story feel so cool, in my opinion. Anyway, that's all my notes say to talk about for a while. I found out a new way to make the game look better. Just, like, besides sharpening the footage, which I've been doing for the past few episodes. I've already mentioned this in the past, but if you ever plan to do a Let's Play using an emulator, dear God, please look into all the things that emulator is capable of, because holy shit. There's been a filter on the screen similar to what the 3DS does to Nintendo DS games throughout this entire Let's Play, and it's been kind of smudging things. And a lot of people really like the way that the 3DS does that because it makes it look less pixelated when scaling. But personally, I fucking love the pixelated look that this game has, and it's kind of a shame that it took me this long to realize I could have retained that through means other than just sharpening the footage, which didn't get it 100%. The footage should be looking at its absolute best from this point in the series on, and I'm sad that it took this long for it to get to this point. Because, you know, best case scenario, I have a way a series looks, like, figured out from the first episode. Usually I do. And it's just a shame it took this long for a game that I care so much about. We're kind of storming through all these grunts using Wilbur. I have the experience shares on, I think, George and Strawberry. Wilbur has the lucky egg, so we don't have any item that's actually increasing the damage we're doing. It's just Wilbur is that strong. I wanted to lead with Wilbur because it feels like Wilbur has kind of been, like, staying behind in the party for quite a while. We've been kind of leading with everyone else for a while because they've all had, like, uses in battle outside of, like, just being generally strong. Like, Strawberry was really good in Skyla's gym. Darunia was really good in Bryson's gym. And, I mean, Superior has been used just because, like, it has some good resistances against the legendary Pokemon we were facing before. It feels like it's just been a while since Wilbur's really gotten his time in the sun, so I'm giving that to him here. Especially since Team Plasma Grunts don't really have anything he's not, like, good against. Krokorok, I guess that kinda counts. Especially with Intimidate, that's unfortunate. I think this will be the first time I switch out in this tower. That's fine. I've sort of just been wanting to, like, focus on using Pokemon that are going to be really good in the areas that I'm using them in. But that has, in a way, come at the cost of some Pokemon not being used as much, and I want to try and correct that a little bit more. Obviously, if, like, the next gym, for example, we are going to have an advantage against with one of our Pokemon, I'm going to use that Pokemon more. But in just areas like this, where it's just, like, a bunch of Team Plasma Grunts, there's nothing to really lose. Dragon Fang, can't really use that on anyone we have in the party right now, but might be useful in the future. This room is one of the coolest, like, most memorable rooms in the game to me for some reason. I really love the design of this room, how it's just like a big spiral around the central pillar. The game is lagging more than usual, which is unfortunate. It's not a ton, but I don't know. This is one of the best songs in the game, so it's a little bit unfortunate that, like, the game is dealing with slowdown. I understand why it would in this room, though. This room is very, I guess, three-dimensional. Revive. These items aren't even really worth it, honestly, looking at them. I'm gonna enable the dowsing machine just because I haven't had it on. I kind of have a bad habit of not using the dowsing machine, even though I've said multiple times that, like, this is an item you should be using pretty much at all times. Especially since we don't need to disable it every time we go into the menu, thanks to the registered items list being bound to select and being able to register different menus. But that's fine. It's just something I'm gonna have to improve at over time. We still have a good, like, almost 50 episodes, well, 40 episodes to go in this series, so that's fine. Burn, baby, burn! Sounds like something is on a rampage at the top of the tower. It sounds to me like something is, like, having a fucking rave at the top of the fucking tower, but okay, if that's what you want to say. That line's funny. I'll talk about it in a second. It's finally time. Our Lord N will become the hero. What? Someone made it clear up here. Now, stop that trainer, for our Lord N. Okay, Giallo. Everyone who isn't Team Plasma is an enemy. Use all your powers to take them out. No one can interfere with Univa's new dawn. What do you mean, use all of your powers? Are these guys not using Pokemon? Are they gonna use their own, like, superpowers? What's going on with these Team Plasma grunts? Anyway, so that line, burn baby burn, is probably the most immersion-breaking thing in this entire area. Potentially the entire game. In Pokemon Black, it gets an objectively better line with It's Shocking, which is still a bad line, but, I mean, it's better than Burn Baby Burn. It's better than referencing Disco in the middle of the most story-important area we've had in the game so far. And you want to know what's worse? In Japan, the text there is just the onomatopoeia for what the respective legendary Pokemon sounds like, which implies that it's the legendary Pokemon saying Burn Baby Burn, and not N. It's just a ridiculous change that didn't need to be made. There's been plenty of instances of Pokemon saying onomatopoeia in this game already. It's just a weird, bad change. Sheesh, losing to a kid. But Team Plasma is more than one person. Our dream is about to come true. No one will be able to stop us. Okay, buddy. So we gotta fight all four of these guys. It's sort of just a gauntlet, but again, Excadrill kind of covers everything that Team Plasma commonly uses. Although hopefully this one has Moxie, because Intimidate is getting a little bit annoying. This one does have Moxie, okay. We are very over-leveled, as you can see. This guy only has one Pokemon, and it's level 34. That's a thing that I've been noticing about Pokemon Black and White, is as long as you're doing everything, like I have been, you won't be under-leveled, and you'll probably most likely be over-leveled for everything, which is kind of nice. This is, like, when it comes to DS Pokemon games, I'm used to always being a little bit under-leveled and having things be really challenging. And if you don't know about how I play games, I prefer games to not be that challenging. That's just the way I prefer them. So, like, I'm definitely not complaining about this. I love Pokemon Black and White regardless. Obviously, if you don't do all the, like, optional side stuff, your Pokemon will be more reasonably leveled, and, like, that's cool. I just like that they give you that choice, where if you do everything, and you're using the experience share and the lucky egg, you'll be fine. Aerial Ace. That's fine. Using a Liepard this late in the game, it's rough, buddy. Even though I lost, I will still say Plasma, so Plasma! True. Our king will create a new world. Bring it on. Can you take on 4 in a row? Probably. I don't see why not. Watchog. Okay, well, it would have been a little bit more intimidating to have me fight 4 in a row if the 4th one was not a single Watchog that I can Earthquake in one shot. That was easy. What? It looks like you can still fight. Yeah, your powers weren't enough. I don't understand. Why do you keep trying so hard? Well, we'll let you through for now. So your Pokémon have gotten used to being your weapons. Sheesh, losing to a kid. Okay, you say the same thing. Our king will create a new world. Okay. The hero will open up the way to a new world, which means you trainers can all prepare to lose your Pokémon. Okay, Giallo. What do you think, White? How do you like the beautiful form of the Pokémon who appears before and fights beside the hero that will lead the way to a new world? Now, Reshiram and I will head to the Pokémon League and defeat the champion. This will be the last of the Pokémon battles that hurt Pokémon so. A world for Pokémon alone. It's finally going to be a reality. If you want to stop me, you must become a hero as well. That's right, when Reshiram's counterpart, Zekrom, recognizes you, we will finally be even, and then you can try to stop us. Well, what will you do? My prediction. If the future that I see is true, you will meet Zekrom. The Pokémon with you believe in you so strongly. Will you be the one who interferes with my formula for changing the world? If you want to protect the bonds between Pokémon and people, you must search for Zekrom. I'm sure it is waiting for you in the form of the Darkstone. White, did you see what flew off just now? How could this happen? Why? That was that guy N, right? Why was he with the legendary Pokémon? He couldn't really be the hero, could he? Also, did I hear him tell you to search for the other legendary Pokémon? Calm down. First, we go back. It's more important to decide what to do next than analyze what just happened. Astounding. I never would have imagined the legendary Dragon-type Pokémon would return now. That guy called N. Team Plasma's boss apparently reawakened the legendary Pokémon. He told White to look for the other legendary Pokémon, then flew away. Huh? There are 2 legendary Dragon-type Pokémon? Yes, there are. Why, if it isn't older? It's been a while. Have you been well? No time for chit-chat. That fearsome column of fire that shot from the tower. That Pokémon has the power to destroy the world. If it's on Team Plasma's side and Team Plasma tells everyone to release their Pokémon, no matter whether it comes from fear or admiration, the world can't help but change. It will become a world where we are separated from Pokémon. Right. Moreover, the boss of Team Plasma, N, who reawakened Reshiram, apparently said to look for the other Pokémon, Zekrom. If I remember the myth, Reshiram's fiery breath along with the other Pokémon devastated ancient Unova in an instant. Even knowing that, N is still wanting to awaken the other. Huh? Isn't it dangerous to bring back a Pokémon that powerful? Miss, you are a very kind person. Still, I don't know if other Pokémon will be able to stand up to it. Because no matter what, it is a legendary being. I don't like the idea of taking orders from N, but searching for the dragon, the stone, might not be a bad plan. We certainly can't let Team Plasma reawaken both of them. Since I've traveled all over Unova, I have an idea of where it might be. Let's head to the Relic Castle. White, everyone, I'm going. I see. We'll leave that to you. I'm going to investigate the inside of the tower. Hopefully I'll find something. Then I will go with you. I think I understand better now. Being able to do something for Pokémon, for somebody at a time like this, is strength. I'm sure of it. And my strength is something that is given to me by Pokémon. Okay, champion, let's hurry. White, this has turned into a big deal. So confusing. I don't know what to do. Are you gonna go to the Relic Castle, White? past Route 4 is in the desert resort. I hear that's where the Relic Castle is. Right, look for the desert resort past Route 4. I hear that's where the Relic Castle is. That scene on top of the tower with N is one of my favorite scenes in any game ever. Reshiram, or Zekrom if you're playing Pokemon White, or Black, rather, is genuinely incredibly intimidating there with the noise it makes when it bares its fangs. That's terrifying. And I just have such, like, fond memories of reaching this scene and realizing, wow, this game has a story that I am going to remember. Because you don't really think that a lot when you're playing through Pokemon games. Especially not, like, games that aren't the third version. Maybe I should have my daughter look into when this tower was built. If you want someone to investigate the origin of Pokemon, she's the best. She's always the best. So, this is Dragonspiral Tower. There's a certain heaviness to the air. Did Reshiram, who woke up here, see something in N? Maybe. There was another hidden item here that I didn't get, and it's going to bother me if I don't get it now. I just didn't see it because it was, like, off to the, like, top, probably in the water. Yeah, it's in this little wall, a heart scale. Can't complain about getting more of those. Anyway. Next time on Pokemon White version, we'll head to the Relic Castle and see what we can do to find the other legendary Pokemon to face N. See you guys then.